Twitch stream. Hi, how's it going? I am so many kinds of tired, which is a running theme over the past month or so. I'm not super sick. I'm getting over the remains of a head cold that I had going for the last week. Today, I'm super hungover, because I went to a going away party for me and a friend of mine yesterday. And, yeah, so it's been a very lazy day. I spent about half of it playing Astral Chain, and I just have to get through some more Fire Emblem because I need to make some more progress. So, we had monsters in the fridge, so I'm going with one of these today instead of water or coffee, which would be a better idea. Oh, it's one of the 0 sugars too, so I can taste the artificial sweet. This should keep me awake so that I can get through one more chapter, which should be a lot slower since I don't plan on doing a bunch of paralogs and supports this time. I mean, did I say slower? It should be a lot faster.
Part 2.
Oh, a scheme.
Verdant Wind. Heartstring Moon. The Golden Scheme.
See, I like this. I like schemes. And now that Dimitri's just gone, I'm wondering if this is going to branch off from the Blue Lion's path
Claude
that I had been
leverages
following.
his victory at the Battle of Grandeur
Or from
to
the...
secure reinforcements from Alliance lords. Meanwhile, the Imperial Army continues to tighten its defenses at Fort Mercius in anticipation of an attack on the Imperial capital.
So not the Blue Lion's path, but from keeping in parallel with the Blue Lions, because everything up until the Battle of Grandeur had pretty much been 1-for-1 on the same maps. Maniacal, is this where we get to the golden experience? Is this where things start getting cool? What do you know about Dimitri from the Deer's Path? What do you mean? Dimitri had barely existed in the Deer's Path, and I just did the battle, or the Blood of the Eagle and Lion. And I'm guessing you know what happened to him there. I was very sad. Alright, this is just to support. I think I can skip this one, yeah. It's an A level. Finally. Oh, wait, that's the one that I've been waiting for so long. Shit! Damn it. Oh, well. I'll go watch it later. Or actually, here. How about we just do this? How about we reset it so that I can watch it? Because I've been like waiting to see why that one needed time to pass. And then I just kind of forgot that. Time to go to the main menu, watch it again. Nah, screw it, I'm just gonna reload the file. So yeah, since, you know, again, viewing the game through my lens of, like, doing the Blue Lions first, Dimitri's an important lord to me. And, wow, he just kind of got snuffed out with absolutely nothing in the Deer's route here. You face him once, and then he collapses and gets stabbed off-screen. Hilda sounded pretty broken up about it, sure, but, like, that's a very disrespectful end. Which, like, does not seem out of character for the way he be. And without having the professor to help, like, pull him out of that rut, but oh my god, it's just like, ugh! Ugh! This is why it's nice to actually see Dimitri as a character. Yeah, because I guess you had nothing to go off of. Absolutely nothing.
Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor. I'm gonna keep at it for a while longer, so you go on ahead.
Get some rest.
I can't. Not when I'm right on the cusp of using my power to greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just don't worry about me, okay?
And then she collapses.
I'm sorry, Professor. It was careless of me to continue, despite how fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time.
I know what you mean, but explain
I
it.
believe I've mentioned that House Ordelia was, at one time, being controlled by people from the Empire.
That's why, because it was after the Gronder battle where she told Claude about this. That's why it needed a story trigger. Okay.
During that time, strange people, mages perhaps, came and performed rituals on all the youth within my family. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children died, until the only one left was me. You know, my hair wasn't always this color.
Yeah, I think I've seen this support when I saw it in Crimson Flower, but there have to be details that are different, because she wouldn't have the same story trigger to start it there.
During their experiments, they'd been doing things with my blood. One morning, I awoke like this. A shock of white hair. All trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that two crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my hair wasn't the only loss. The mages informed me that my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most. Perhaps less. Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ordelia household again. Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass.
Nah, you'll be alright.
It's not like what's been done to me can be undone.
I don't believe that, although I did not run into an ending, a paired ending where that happened in the last run. Let's try to find a way.
Professor.
And since I don't have Hanneman and Linhart in this run, I don't think we'll run into it here either.
The only way I can conceive of would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crest.
Lies.
You sound resolved. I'll allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor.
I did have the crest scholars, they just didn't get paired with her. Oh well, that's the way things shook out.
Our objective is
Okay.
Embar, the Imperial capital, but our greatest obstacle lies before that.
Maniacal, how far are you in your Blue Lines run right now? Like, which chapter are you on?
And what's that?
Fort Mercius. If we can't pass through, we won't be able to reach Embar.
Fort Mercius, the impregnable fortress, or so it's called.
16. Alright, cool.
If I recall correctly, it's sometimes referred to as the Stubborn Old General.
It is a massive fortress that was constructed to protect the Imperial capital.
The Imperial army we defeated has withdrawn to Enbar. Fort Mercius should be short on soldiers for now.
Bridge fun times are soon? Yeah, Bridge. Mercius, we should attack quickly. Yeah, let's do it. Let's rush.
Yes, it would be good to finish up here before more enemy reinforcements arrive. The only real question is what our fearless leader intends to do.
Sorry for the delay.
Hey, Claude.
Those mewling lords kept me from leaving for quite some
You've
time.
been gone for 3 days. You made a lap around all the lords, and they took you forever? The timeline of these things sometimes doesn't make entirely too much sense.
So, were you able to secure additional reinforcements?
It's gonna have to wait until next month. It doesn't look like they can afford to keep supporting us at present.
You know, we can't really... scrounge up anything to help with the war effort for our entire country. We're just we're gonna be greedy little bugwats about it right now. We're gonna say nah. Wait 1 month. Then we'll help. Like, why?
Then what should we do about Fort Mercius? Do you plan on waiting around?
No. If we wait until next month, the enemy will have bolstered their defenses. That said, the prevailing theory is that you need triple your enemy's forces to take a fortress with a frontal assault.
Right. That's what we were taught at the academy. And this is Fort Mercius we're talking about. It's renowned for its strong defenses.
Our current army isn't nearly strong enough. What to do?
Whatever you do, just don't ask us to scale those huge walls. We'd end up dead when they hurl rocks down at us.
Yeah, no thanks. If only someone would open up the gates for us from the inside.
Unfortunately, we don't have any spies in there. Wait a minute. I've got it. We sneak in, stir up confusion, and open the gates ourselves to let our allies in.
Right, that's what I was saying all along.
I thought you were giving a hypothetical.
Right, nice one, Hilda. But how do you propose we go about sneaking in?
Disguises? If we dress up like Imperial soldiers, maybe they'll think we're allies and let us in.
Do you really think they'd just open the gates for us? I'd be pretty dumbfounded if that worked.
No, she's on to something. It's a good idea, Hilda. We just need to refine it a bit, and we'll be in there before we know it.
Really? Go me.
You gave like a joke answer, and now you're just leaning into it.
What is your definition of refining the idea? I know your go-to strategy is nausea-inducing poison, but...
Oh, I maybe ate too much. My stomach hurts.
Raphael, why are you eating meat during a war council?
The boy is hungry.
So, fearless leader, I'm guessing you're going to keep the crucial parts of your scheme under wraps until the time comes, aren't you?
You know me so well, Judith. Whether we like it or not, this war puts a damper on all of our spirits. What's wrong with trying to have a little fun every now and again? Just leave the details to me.
Okay. You better know what you're doing. Hilda has picked up Claude's knack for scheming. It's a good knack, all right? He has a niche. He leans into it. He's good at it. Silver gauntlets in the tournament today. Cyril's already a bow knight. He could become a wyvern if I need him to. Alois is at 69. So I'm thinking of maybe... Nah, there's no point in Brawl in War Master. I'm thinking like the ability would probably be pretty good, but then I would have to put him in it for long enough for him to master it. And he's already like level 36, so he's not going to get any stat bonuses out of going into it, so screw it. He's just going to go straight for Great Knight. Seth's already there. He's done. Ingrid is closing in on Wyvern Lord if we need her to be. How are you doing, Leonie? Oh, you've already mastered Falcon Knight, have you? Huh. Okay, then. I think it gave Defiant Resistance. Wasn't that it? And Bow Knight... What does Bow Knight give for Mastery again? I don't remember. To be fair, I don't know if I've ever mastered it. Oh, Defiant Avoid, yeah. Falcon giving Defiant Avoid is pretty good. So what Defiant thing does Bow Knight give? Because I've had one in both of my other runs, I just don't think I've ever mastered it. Yeah, Lysithia's mastered hers, but the only other thing I could give her would be Holy Knight, and that's dumb. So she's sticking there. Defiant Speed. Defiant Speed and Defiant Avoid. If you loaded up somebody with both of those, and then got them into that HP range, and then gave them Alert Stance Plus. That's 3 skills, but like, imagine that. If you just gave them those 3 skills, and then a max level prowess, so that's 4 skills, just focused on dodging, but they would have an avoidance rating of about 150. I'm not gonna. Because, Leone has too many other good skills that I do need her to have. And flyers are just too dang good, so I don't know if I gain anything by having her go through Bow Knight for a while, but it's just think about it. That's a lot. Alright, so I don't need to do any certifications right now. Let's just go do explorations.
Right.
Huh?
What does Defiant Avoidance actually give as a rating? I'm wondering. Avoidance plus 30. Yeah, so it's basically Alert Stance plus at all times. Nah. I mean, maybe on Ingrid, maybe on... It's not a terrible idea, but I'm just, like, so wanting to always keep people topped up. And at that rate, it's like, I could theoretically just put them anywhere and let them dodge tank at all times, but if anything actually hit them, then they go down and I have to rewind it. And again, that is another skill that they don't necessarily have space for. Although, it might not be a bad idea to give them Defiant Avoidance instead of Alert Stance. Because then you could have them just have that Alert Stance Avoidance at all times. And yeah, that's another thing. Maddening, all of the enemies have crazy high hit rates as it is. Like, Ingrid, even when I stacked up everything onto her, there were still enemies that had, like, a good 70% chance of landing a hit. I think I'm gonna try this with Leone, though. I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's see if Defiant Avoidance instead of Alert Stance works, because Leone is also a like has no crest, so I could just give her a relic of some sort and let it whittle away her HP until she's in the danger zone. And if it's not working out, then I'll use a lot of rewinds for a fight and then undo it. Yeah, I think it was Bernie. She had 163 hits.
Doesn't matter how sturdy to keep. If the commander defending it is incompetent, it can fall as easy as anything. That's what they say, at least. All I know is, if I was the Emperor, I'd never in a million years...
Surprised you don't use the crest items? Nah, I don't like those. That's pushing New Game Plus too far, to me. Because then you're just giving whoever you want whatever special ability you want, and like, ugh, no. I gave one to Mercedes in the last run, just because her crest, her native crest, only applies to healing, and she was an armor knight, so it wasn't doing her any good. So I swapped it out for something that would apply physically, but that's the only time I've ever used one. The crest items are not DLC. No, I have some. See? You get some as soon as you hit New Game Plus. I just don't like giving it to people. Cause like I don't really enjoy playing Fire Emblem as in a victory lap sort of way, or in a like make my dudes just broken powerful sort of way. I get my enjoyment out of like actually keeping myself in the challenge range for what the map is supposed to be, which is why I don't like grinding. So like giving people all of these crazy items to give them superpowers, it's kind of like undercutting that that kind of fun, or what I find fun about it. God. I planted, like, so many seeds, and you gave me 3 peaches and then just a shit ton more seeds. It's not what I need right now. Give me vegetables. Oh, who's out here?
Professor? Fort Mercius is next, huh? Ah, the memories. It's a huge stronghold in my father's domain. The town's completely surrounded by high walls. I used to run around there when I was a kid. Way back when a fortress was just a playground for me. Yeah, those were the days.
I know you're going for wistful, but you got nothing on Dorothea, Casper. Like, you're even trying to stand on the dock and, like, look out all wistfully the same way Dorothea was. You cannot compare. You cannot compare, my boy.
The fish in this pond get fed every day. So they're swimming all lazy and serene, but the only reason they're kept here is so that they can one day be used for food.
Yeah, exactly.
But the fish don't know that, so they just swim around happily.
What's your point?
It's a bit of a miserable thought. But aren't soldiers much the same?
Alright, now I remember this conversation. Kinda, yeah. It's a little bummy.
No.
Greetings, Professor. Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Mercius?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like the brightest idea.
That's why you're not in the War Council room.
I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. Not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it.
Nope, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna assault Fort Mercius. In fact, you get to lead the charge, my good man. You assault Fort Mercius. I'll stay here. How's that sound? Cool. Glad for volunteering. Or thank you for volunteering.
Hello. Tell your friends.
Yeah, nothing else that I need here right now. Hello?
Yo.
Yo.
Hey.
Professor.
So, putzing around, what do I need to do? Who do I have to talk to?
Hey there! We merchants of the Alliance territories
everyone.
were excited to hear of your victory in the last battle. We don't much like the prospect of doing business under the heel of the Empire. The Alliance is what we know and love. But more than that, it's low on regulations, which is great for business. Please keep up the good work, Professor. The merchants of the world are on your side.
I am, all of a sudden, not on favor with that. I like regulations. You guys should probably have rules to keep you from undercutting everything and being dickwads about it for the sake of profit. That's... I hate merchants.
Claude takes care of the strategy.
Commerce,
You direct the troops, and
though.
the rest of us focus on the fighting.
I can't really hear you. Did your mic go down? You're, like, way quieter than always.
No, it's the same volume.
Oh, it's on my end. I have the volume turned down. Okay.
As long as the system keeps working, we can win any battle, no matter the odds. That's what everyone's saying, anyway. Hope you can keep up with our expectations, Professor.
I mean, I'm sure I can't... I kind of just show up on the field and occasionally heal people. I am a very bad unit in this run. I am not keeping up with expectations. I have story relevance, and that's it.
Yeah, you're a magic user who's very poor with magic.
Yes, exactly.
After the battle at Gronder, some people claim they saw my father. They said he walked off the battlefield clutching His Highness's dead body. So long as Father's alive, I don't need anything else. I hope to see him again one day.
Oh, that's such a bad line. Oh, that wounds me.
Gilbert has failed to save another king, unfortunately.
Oh, that wounds me. It hurts.
Teacher.
Hi, Ferdinand. How are you? Can I kick you in the nuts? I need cheering up right now.
Dimitri, the late Prince of Fargus. He despised the Empire with all his heart. He should not have tried leading an army while his emotions were holding him captive.
Leaders can't be emotional?
No. If a leader's emotions overcome them, others must step in to prevent poor decision-making. Why did his followers not intervene?
Here's the thing, buddy. I've been there. You can't redirect that kind of rage.
I used to call Edelgard
Only thing that redirected his rage was Rodrigue dying.
Alright, you need to not talk about that anymore, man, because Maniacal hasn't seen that stuff yet. I'm trying very carefully to step around things like that.
Alright.
Yeah, like, just don't talk at all about what happened in Blue Lions. Because, yeah, he's playing that right now. I'm playing his house, he's playing mine, so we need to be respectful of those things now.
You know when you work your muscles and they start screaming? That means you gotta be nice to them. If your muscles are hungry, you gotta feed them. And let them rest when they're tired.
You can tell how your muscles are feeling?
Of course. If my muscles hurt, then I hurt. If they're hungry, well then I'm hungry too. What's with the confused face, Professor? You look like you don't get a word I'm saying.
I mean, Marianne talks to birds, you talk to muscles, it's weird. And yeah, so that's... I'm gonna pull a devil's advocate here and say, to be fair, I have been playing all the previous runs as like, I'm talking about what I did in my previous experience, and I'm talking about how it all builds on each other, and it's all been fair game so far. But that's, and so I'm not gonna get on you much for that, because this is kind of like changing the rules, and I wasn't explicitly clear about that, and it's really only an exception for one friend. But yeah, if Maniacal's hanging around, let's be quiet about future Blue Lion stuff.
Okay.
Please and thanks. Sorry, man.
Hello there.
Pardon me. I've come to deliver vegetables we harvested in the village to the monastery's dining hall. Because of the season, I couldn't really pick that much. But we're busily planting seeds.
I still feel bad about stuff like that, though, man, because, like, it's... I know how much it pisses me off when people spoil something like that, and even if it's, like, accidental stuff and people don't intend to say things, it's just, I just want everybody to be more careful about those kinds of things.
Standing face to face with those whom I went to school with. On the field of battle, how inhuman war is. How horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war...
And such foolish behavior, blah, blah, blah. It's funny seeing how, what lines, or not funny, but it's interesting seeing what lines are unique for this run, and what ones I'm seeing as recycled from others. Like, they still fit based on the timing, but it's like, I've heard this line, I've heard that line, and this one's new, etc., etc. Yeah, I believe Maniacal has seen the church route and has not seen Crimson Flower, whereas I'm the flip side. So, let's also try to be careful about that particular route. We basically played opposite halves of the game.
did the complete opposites before each other.
Among our prisoners of war, there were quite a few people who served His Highness. One of them stated that the Empire was involved with the tragedy of Dusker. If this is true, His Highness's motives seem clear. I can't help but feel that perhaps I should have been fighting by his side.
Then, Ingrid, I'm sorry to say, you would also be dead. It sucks, but you're you're safer here. I'm not gonna say you're better here, but you're safer here. Also, please, because we're in new stuff, Mystery, please try not to talk if characters are talking on screen. Like, you can see, there's not too much of a delay, and you can generally see when I'm just running around, but if I'm, like, responding to what a character's saying, then you talk, and you're talking over what they're saying, and it's just noise.
Sorry. but yeah, if Ingrid was with Dimitri there, she would have died.
Yeah. Okay. Are you having regrets?
No, not anymore.
Okay, good.
I am where I belong. Those of us still on this plane of existence will carry the torch. The inhumane actions of the Empire must not be repeated.
Good, yes, so long as you're on board with me on that. I'm currently on an FE hiatus, so my Switch is getting repaired. I didn't catch it on stream, but I'm super interested to see how Dorothea reacts about the bridge chapter when you have Ferdinand. When you have Ferdinand on the squad, so you want to see how she reacts when Ferdy's on your team. Okay.
I never used to care whether I lived or died, but after seeing so much death firsthand, I now realize how precious life truly is. I'm ashamed of how arrogant I was to think that death could mean so little.
Okay. Hey. Professor, I have a question for you. Have you heard of the Death Knight?
Yes, actually. Many, many times.
I'm referring to that Imperial general who has been operating under that moniker.
I've heard of him many, many times, yes.
But I get the feeling we'll have to face him soon enough.
I already have. I had 4 Dark Seals. I've already beat him 4 times.
At least now you know who Death Knight actually is.
Yeah. I finally saw that. Caspar would have been pointless because I already had people filling his role. Oh, okay, I honestly regret not recruiting another Eagle, but at the same time I didn't need another for my route. My Switch got rid of it, just... Caspar would have been pointless because I already had people filling his role. Yeah, I brought on people to this route not for combat. I brought on a few for combat, but then I brought on a few more just for supports, and, like, just to see what happens with conversations and stuff. Because I like the grab bag of, like, seeing those little bits of extra writing.
Edelgard, Dimitri, and our own Claude, all the house leaders from way back when, assembled again at Gronder. I wonder what their thoughts were as they headed out to the battlefield.
Edelgard, I have to stop everybody here. Claude, we have to punch through and stop Edelgard. Dimitri, fuck Edelgard. That's it. That's all it was.
Yeah, I could see that going through Dimitri's head.
Like, Claude's like, for the good of the land, for the good of the country, for the good of everybody living here,
That Dimitri's
better tomorrow. He's just. Just a broken record of Kill Edelgard. It was! It absolutely was! Because that's what he said when I was doing his route. I'm very familiar with that man.
He is just so broken. That's the only thing he can really think of.
He's very single-minded.
Get revenge for all our fallen friends.
Dimitri, I get you're mad, but I don't even look like Edelgard. You're in my way. You're between me and her. She's over there. Just turn around.
My single-mindedness made me lose my sense of direction. Okay.
You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
Professor? Yes.
Orion, come on, you can do better than that. My hair's longer than it used to be. I don't much care what the guys think, but I'm still curious if it looks good on me. It looks great. It's not that nobody cares. It looks great both ways, but it does look good long. Yes, it works. It makes you look more... It absolutely does make you look more feminine. And I think she had complained when she was younger about some people, like, not even realizing she was a girl. Like, so tomboyish.
Oh, goddess, hear my prayer.
Yeah, she definitely looks like a lot like a tomboy young. As an adult, she's a lot more mature.
And may his soul rest in tranquility. You know, I used to see him praying quite often when I would come to the cathedral at night. I wonder who it was he prayed for back then.
I don't know if he was praying. I think he was here. I don't know if he was praying.
He was here, I remember that much.
Yeah, he did spend a lot of time here in the Lion's Route. But Mercedes is talking about when they were younger, like when they were kids, before he snapped. He still had a darkness, but he wasn't adult Dimitri.
I've come here after getting chased out of
Okay, that's a good
But there
difference.
are still many inside
I don't
empires.
know.
I pray that...
Alright, choir practice. Well, I've got some supports here too. Let's go through a few more of these. We will finally get Claude and let's throw him at Lysithea first.
Strategically speaking, if I poised an archer to lie in wait here, and then lured the enemy in over here...
Lysithea, are you up late studying again?
I am, but I don't see how it's any of your business.
Look, you don't need to work yourself so hard. You're already as skilled as they come. There aren't many people out there who can match you. Everyone knows that.
I apologize for my sharpness. I just feel pressured.
Why would you, of all people, feel pressured?
I place a lot of personal pressure on myself. I need to become as strong as possible to put my parents at ease.
When I met with Count Ordelia before, he said you were his pride and joy. But he also said his only concern was that you might be pushing yourself too hard. If you really want to make your parents happy, surely you should start by taking care of yourself.
That's true.
Then it's settled. Get some rest. Save your energy for tomorrow's battle.
You really are very mature, Claude, despite the impression you give off. And I clearly have plenty of growing to do.
Humble Lysithea, gone through some growth. She's no longer a big rude.
I probably don't have much room to come down on you for harping on me.
Oh, really? Does that mean you won't get mad if I treat you like a child from now on?
That is absolutely not what I said. Just after you finally earned a small degree of respect from me, too.
Despite the nuclear planet growing, don't have much room to eat.
Hey, just think about it for a second. You're the only one in the world I treat like this. That means you're a pretty special person to me.
God damn it, Claude. Fucking... You're spitting like, being a dick and ribbing into a positive thing. And he's so cooking oil smooth about it.
You think I'm special?
He's so
Take it
good
however
with
you
his
like,
words.
Or maybe the thought is too much for a kiddo like you.
How dare you?
Yeah, don't do anything you might regret. I don't want to be turned to dust.
I'm feeling generous, so I'll let you off easy this one time.
Well, that's good of you. All joking aside, go get yourself some shut-eye, okay? After all, if you don't hurry up, the boogeyman might come out and eat you.
All right, but you asked for it.
Yay, I'm actually really happy with that one. I thought that again, I'm a little concerned that every A rank, especially every A rank between opposite sexes is gonna end up as a romance. And I know this game doesn't do it, but I'm like, for everyone that's just, it starts with a P. Not
Platonic.
romantic. What?
Platonic, I think.
Platonic, yes. For everyone that just goes platonic, I get like a little bit of joy in me, and that was so good right there. Claude and Lysithea, the same mechanic as they had the whole time. Lysithea just did a little growing about it. Yay.
Yay.
Alright, then I'll throw Raphael at Leonie. They have one.
Hey, writing to your sister again?
You bet. Gotta reply to these things as soon as they come in.
You had one last week, too. It's great to see you're both so good about staying in touch. It's especially important when there's a war going on.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. My sister wrote to say how much she loved the painting supplies you sent.
Oh, good.
Good. I'm glad gathering those pigments paid off.
You even made her a brush. I really appreciate you doing all that for her.
I was fascinated with painting at that age. I was a pretty artistic kid, if you can believe it. Not a lot of time for it when you're hungry, though.
Sounds like you had a pretty tough time growing up, too, huh?
Yeah, I guess this is weird. These two especially. Not the chat that they're having, but that they made it into the Officers Academy at all. Because from what I gathered in the early game, it seemed it's really easy for lords and like nobles to get into the academy because it's supposed to be training people to be like leaders. And I know that the Golden Deer has the least amount of nobles in it, but it's also got some people that are just straight up like, my parents are dead and I made money to pay my own way in, and I came from some backwoods village. Like, how did they get in? How did they have any connections to get to make it in the door? Dorothea, in her support, said that she had to pull noble strings to get a recommendation to get in. How did these two make it here?
Lots and lots of money.
I just don't understand.
I guess so. We never thought of it that way. But it's true, the children in my village don't usually get to choose their futures. Any one of us could have had the talent for artistic genius and never even noticed. I was one of the lucky ones. I only got to follow my passion thanks to my father and all the other folks. That's why, once I come into my own, the first thing I'll do is head back there and help the other kids.
Oh, wow. It's like all the kids in your village are counting on you.
No need to exaggerate it. Besides, it's not like I'm unique. You're working hard for your sister's future, aren't you?
Yeah. It's like me and you are both carrying big weights. We should try sharing the weight with each other. You know, lighten both of our loads.
Huh?
If we share our problems, then we only gotta carry half the weight, right? It works out for everybody.
But you're both carrying half of your own weight and then half of somebody else's weight, so it's the same weight.
It's probably a good thing you didn't try to take on your family's business. If you take half of my burden and I take half of yours, the total's still the same.
Yes! Add another one to the pile of, like, preempting exactly what the dialogue says next.
Nah, that doesn't sound right. Everything's lighter when
Kick.
you don't gotta carry it alone.
On second thought, you might be right. With the right attitude and the right partner to share the burden, maybe it is only half the weight.
Now you're getting it! It's a waste of energy to struggle alone when there's someone who can help you.
That's true. And I do hate waste, as you well know. So when it comes to working toward the future you're after, you know I won't fall short.
Great! And you should never fall short on sharing a big meal with me, too.
Deal.
Her and Sedith gonna catch so many fish that they can't eat it all, and then Raphael will just be there at, like, the end of the table taking everything else. It works out. And yeah, I guess now that I think about it, there are a fuckload of other students at the academy that are not one of the named characters in one of your houses, but they're still here and they're still students, so it can't be quite as exclusive as I thought it was. Sure, very expensive and the best school in the land, so that's where everybody, like all of the officials and the nobles and everything do go, but not just for them, it's also for everybody else, and I guess that makes some sense. Okay.
It's supposed to be a top school, so it's gonna be expensive to actually go there.
Yeah, I wasn't like wondering how they paid for it. I was wondering how they literally got in the door, because I thought it was more exclusive. Anyways, I can skip this because it's just Mercedes giving Ingrid makeup. I've already seen both of those. Cyril and Shamir, sure.
Listen carefully, Cyril. This is important. Are you interested in becoming a better archer?
Yeah. I always want to get better.
Good. Then you need to find another teacher.
What? Why would I need another teacher?
Because to become a better archer, you have to take in to become a better anything, you have to take in multiple viewpoints.
Because I said so.
Have I done something wrong, Shamir?
Not at all.
Why do I need a new teacher then?
Because she can't teach you anything more.
I simply have nothing left to teach
you. That can't be true.
It is. Your fighting style is fundamentally different from mine. I'm a sniper. I find a secluded spot on the battlefield and pick my enemies off one by one. But you're a harrier. You weave in and out of the battlefield, assailing the enemy with rapid fire.
A sniper and a harrier?
Correct. And your progress has revealed where your strengths lie. I've taught you as much as I can. You'll have to find a teacher who specializes in your tactics if you wish to grow.
No, you're my teacher. That's how I want
things.
Well,
too bad.
I don't know about specializations or whatever, but I know I don't want a different teacher.
Then you'll never improve.
I'm fine with you, and I don't want anyone else. I only want you, forever and ever.
Alright, Cyril, you're getting weird.
Okay, Cyril, let's forget this conversation ever happened. And thank you. Now, stop standing around. We've work to do.
Flustered Shamir is here.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Cyril, you're still a dumb kid. And since it's here, I'll throw Claude at me.
Oh, hey there. What are you doing up at this hour?
Nah, you know, playing hard to get. What about you? Couldn't sleep.
Is that right? I guess the more you have to think about, the harder it is to fall asleep. At times like this, I like to gaze up at the stars to clear my head. I've been that way since I was a kid. Looking up at the big starry sky makes my dreams feel small, which makes it feel like I can actually make them come true. I didn't believe in gods when I was a kid. Maybe that's because the night sky took their place for me.
Fucking deep-ass poet Claude here. Stop being so good with everything. With every kind of word.
Hey, Teach. Will you talk with me a while? I bet you figured this out, but I wasn't born in Fodlan. Where I come from, the people of Fodlan are looked down on as cowards. Technically, that cowardice runs in my veins. On my mother's side, anyway. That's why the people who were around me when I was growing up thought of me as an outsider.
Sure.
But I don't believe the people of Fodlan are cowards. That kind of perspective is just based on ignorance. The person from Fodlan who I know best is my mother. She fell in love with a man from the wrong side of the border and had the guts to leave home to pursue that love. I always threw that in the faces of anyone who tried to make a fool of me. My mother is proof the people of Fodlan aren't all cowards. Just saying that doesn't achieve anything, though. I need to destroy the prejudices that have taken root in my homeland. That's why I came here, to see Fodlan with my own eyes. I thought I might be able to find a new perspective that could help me change things. And what did I find? That the people here view anyone who's an outsider as a beast of sorts. I was shocked. Even though our cultures and beliefs are completely different, our two lands have that much in common. That's when I realized the only way to change things is to bring the whole world together and start anew. That's the dream I've been working towards since I first entered the Officers Academy 5 years ago. To unify the Alliance, and then all of Fodlan, and to bring a new set of values to this new land of mine.
What do you mean, Claude, shut your mouth? Why would you tell Claude to shut your mouth? He's speaking wisdom.
After that, I'd expand that vision to the rest of the world, break down the walls, and let a new perspective come rushing in. Start all over. Do you think that's just a crazy pipe dream, or a brilliant ambition?
Can you make that pipe dream come true?
Not too long ago, I would have said it was too much for me to accomplish on my own. But that's not how I feel anymore. And that's because I have you on my side now. Lately, I've spent a lot of time thinking about how I wouldn't have made it this far without you. You and me, Teach. We can go anywhere. Do anything. I hope that you always walk in step with me. At least, until the day comes when we can look out at the peaceful world we've built. Together.
Claude is... If I didn't have such personal love for fucking my lions and Dimitri, I think Claude would be like one of my favorite characters. No, he is one of my favorite characters, but if I was doing this run first, he might be the top. He's very well written and feels out of place in a medieval fantasy world in a way that's like just the right kind of different to actually feel like he justifies that outsider role that he's like filling, and he can speak way more plainly and way more modern than everybody else in this world and not like feel a little bit out of place, but the way that it's supposed to. And it's really interestingly well put together.
And one thing I do want to point out, he's kind of like Edelgard in that he wants to unify all of Fodlan, but he's not emotionally scarred, so he's actually truly doing it for the right thing.
Well, he's doing it for an entirely different reason. He's not doing it for the sake of like tearing down nobility. He does not care about the political system. He's doing it because of xenophobia between nations.
Their goal, the paths they're taking are kind of the same. It's just the end result is different.
I don't even think their paths are taken. They're the same. They have entirely different paths and entirely different goals. Like if Edelgard hadn't started a war, Claude wouldn't be fighting a war. He's only doing this in response to stop the thing that's getting in the way of his bigger goal.
Well, yeah.
You know, like that's how I see it.
I want to unify Fodlan, okay?
Yeah, but like unify here. This seems like it's breaking down into semantics, or sorry, not semantics, but like it seems to me like they actually do have two entirely different goals. Claude's unify Fodlan doesn't actually have a concrete plan. He's just sort of he's doing it in response to a war that he didn't start. Like. And he only wants to unify Fodlan in the sense of, like, it's still pursuing his same goal, which is just have everybody, like, understand that everybody else is cool.
No.
Like, the country borders is getting in the way of that, but he's not, like, doing it because of some political system. Whereas Edelgard did not care at all about anything outside of the country, and actually wants country borders. She just wants everything to be her country. Like, wants to destroy the church because of a political system which is keeping peasants and nobles apart. But that's not unifying Fodlan, that's destroying a political system to replace it with something else. It's like that's what I mean by when I say that they have two completely different goals.
Okay, rewording my thing. Both want to make Fodlan into a better country than it currently is.
Sure, yeah. I can get behind that, yeah. From when I first saw that sport conversation, my first thought was, he's so lucky Edelgard started this war, because if he came out on top, he could finish what El started in his own way. Edelgard, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody's lucky that the war started, but it is a really good way to shake everything up. And then he comes in and, like, just sort of redirects an already uproarious system.
Or is one of the fastest systems for change. It's not the best, but one of the fastest. It's enough to shake up a country to cause change.
Where are you, Annette? Had things been different, Claude could have been the big bad. Could he? I don't honestly see how that could be.
Some things.
Phrase your case there, Maniacal, because I don't see any position in which this dude could be the big bad. Raffin Ingrid and Raffin Shamir. Oh, right, I've already done that for the day. I've been wondering, the headband Claude used for the YouTube, did you make that yourself? I haven't seen it. Yeah, I drew the headband onto Claude's adult portrait. I have an iPad. It's a pretty simple headband. I just threw it in myself.
Okay, then.
Why does the bit jar have a sticky note that has coffee fund written on the side? Delta, because that cup is the one that I use in my, now loading screen here. With Poppy drinking coffee. She needs to refill her coffee fund.
Yes. Drinking coffee all day, so she needs the fun.
Exactly.
Coffee.
Yes, exactly. I've wanted to redraw it a bit because it's just it's literally just the texture that I used for that bottle, and then I did some warping on the edges in Photoshop and threw it in. It's not shaded properly. It doesn't look like it fits on that cup at all, but it works. It's a joke.
Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar. We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. Whatever strategy you have in mind.
Faith it'll lead us to victory. Awesome. Thank you, Fuzzy Ribbons. Thank you for all of the bits. Poppy is very happy. I'm so happy with that alert. Every time it shows up, it just makes me smile. No, it's premium A grade 80 proof coffee, Delta.
Exactly.
Fort we can't whatever.
Alright, think about it this way. Let's say Edelgard never started the war. Claude is known as the master strategist in canon. If Claude truly wanted to, he could have made infighting between Edelgard and Dimitri's nations. He could have, but what I'm getting at is yes, that could have been something that he's capable of, but why would he? If he wants people to, like, see that not everybody else is, like, bad, then how is he moving towards that goal? By pushing everybody further away from it. I don't think Claude would take the route of by force if necessary. Because he really does seem more like just seriously an intelligent, smart dude that has good intentions for everything. And he's very, very schemy and very, very smart about things, but I don't see him starting a war between everybody in the country just for the sake of coming out on top of it to do things his way.
Someone actually gets my spoofs and goose.
This is more of a messed up Claude. All right, that's fair. Delta, thank you for the follow. You say you know your vodka well and she's drinking vodka? All right, cool. Well, here's where I get to actually prove you straight up wrong. That's a bottle of Jack Daniels. It's not vodka. It's whiskey labeled vodka. Ha-ha. Get owned, new follower.
Well.
Ha-ha.
The actual Claude we have is very smart. Yep. I feel like Claude would believe the risk of getting found out would outweigh the potential reward. Like, yeah, I don't... That's just the thing. The end result is good, yes, but I don't see Claude in the same light as Edelgard, which, like, Edelgard will do anything, any means for the pursuit of an end goal, whereas to Claude, I believe the means are much more important than just the end goal. And this is a case for a different Claude. Yeah, if it was a different Claude, like if the game was written in a different way, then obviously anything would be possible. But the Claude that we have now, I don't believe would be capable of that.
Some say they saw Gilbert, who used to serve in the Knights of Seros, at Gronder. Apparently, he was originally
The case of a completely different version of the character.
He was an exceptional knight. I wish I could have fought by his side.
Yeah, kill those who don't see his goal. His goal is to remove prejudice and produce understanding. Killing off those who won't see his goal seems counterintuitive. That's the argument I was trying to make, but we've already identified that we're talking about two different branches, so circling around it, pointless at this point.
Guess what I noticed? I can see further than most other people can see. But I can't figure the point of seeing further than an arrow can fly, since I can't shoot what I see.
You could find our targets quicker than anyone. That's good. You don't have, like, seeing farther than you shoot's a good thing.
Yeah, I suppose it could be real useful for finding Lady Rhea, too. Thanks, Professor. I think I get it now. I'm gonna put my eyes to real good use.
Good. Attaboy. Anybody up here? Not today. This is good. We've been having chats about story stuff. I've been enjoying this monastery run around. Also, Maniacal, you know anytime you want to, you're welcome to hop in and chat, right? Like, you're basically chatting in text anyways.
Yeah, you can pop in the voice call if you want.
Right. Poppy takes a shot every time Cyril says Lady Rhea. She's already drinking more than that. I just like watching. All right, that's fair.
Each time we take a step forward, more blood is spilled. But by spilling that blood, we're able to take yet another step forward. War is always a cruel affair. But luckily, we have each other to lean on. We've steeled our hearts. We won't be broken.
I wonder if we're pushing them too hard.
If anyone's starting to feel the strain, I'm sure just hearing from you will reassure them. Please, do whatever you can to keep their morale up. Oh, and about taking the fort, I'll need a tad more time to prepare our plan.
All right.
It's called an impregnable fortress for a reason, after all. My contingencies need contingencies this time, or we may not pull it off.
Good that you're putting in the effort and the planning.
I wonder how far we can get with this plan. Dressing up like Imperial soldiers to sneak in. Claude said it could use some refinement. Any ideas?
We could dress Claude as a woman, or we could dress you as the Emperor. You could wield a big axe and wear a big red dress. Let's do that! Let's just kill off Edelgard and make Hilda the Empress. Everything will be better with the world then.
I don't think that would be a good plan.
Really? I'm gonna suggest it.
Dress me as Edelgard? But we look nothing alike. On second thought, let's just stick to the plan as originally conceived. That seems safer.
Or we could dress Claude as a woman. What do you? Let's dress Claude as Edelgard. How does that sound?
How would he be able to pull it off?
Lady Hildegard, I don't think so. I'm sure someone's already model swapped Hilda onto Emperor Edelgard. I'm really curious to see what happens, because I've heard that if you recruit Hilda away from Claude, in the maps where she's supposed to show up, there's some really like wonky replacement model, because she's technically recruitable, but also definitely acts like Claude's unrecruitable vassal, or unrecruitable like
vassal
thing. There's another retainer, but you can recruit her.
Retainer.
But then the game doesn't really know what to do with that unit. I've heard it's like a strange berserker with a swords master model or something.
Hilda's quite a tactician, disguising ourselves as enemy soldiers to sneak in undetected. A stroke of brilliance. With this strategy, we can really snatch victory from the jaws of deceit.
Oh god damn, I had to sit and think about it. Fuck off, Alois.
You've seen through my
That's how you know it's a good pie.
I'm gonna kick you in the nuts, Alois.
Please tell Claude not to give us any more ridiculous orders.
But why would I do that? Claude's ridiculous orders are what keep up the morale of this army, Shamir.
I've reached out through all of my channels, but there are limits to these things. I'll have to recruit an entire town's worth of people if I ever plan on making enough Imperial uniforms.
You can't teach me anything useful. Last I checked, Hilda's recruitable everywhere except Crimson Flower. Right, yeah, no, she is recruitable. But it really seems like she fills the role for Golden Deer that an unrecruitable unit fills. It's a weird exception that she is recruitable. And when you do, it seems like the game doesn't know what to do with it. That's what I've heard.
The battle at Gronder Field was gruesome, wasn't it?
There are only like a couple instances where she actually shows up in the Lions.
To the horrors of war.
You don't have to force yourself, man.
But I think I do, actually. As survivors, we must ensure that all these lives were not lost in vain. May an age of peace rise from the ashes, so that all this sacrifice means something.
Ignatz is pretty good with his words now. He could be a poet on top of being an artist.
As I
which is good, because he's no warrior.
They seem to be supporting the Imperial Army now.
Honestly,
I don't quite know who
he
they
is
are
an artist.
Nor do I know what tricks they'll use against us next. We can't afford to let our guard down.
I think it could have been a last-minute decision. With the amount of voice lines she has on the other routes, while amount of losses to her glitchiness. Yeah, I haven't seen her voice lines on the other routes either, so I don't know. Okay, so I got some more magic. That's all the people that I can talk to, so let's go do the dining hall stuff now, and then we can move on. Let's get Mercedes to cook us up an immortality stew.
I see. Cooking is... Wow.
Skip. Okay, so who still needs to support with each other? I've got Annette and Claude.
Hey, Claude. I think I've worked out what your lyrics mean. Care to hear me out?
Huh? Sure. So, you managed to work through the labyrinth of my melodic poetry, then?
I did. You were writing about yourself, right? About how you just keep moving forward no matter what difficulties you encounter? We've got this, we did it, now let's eat. That kind of thing. Am I right?
Hey, that's pretty close for being completely wrong. It's actually not about
Claude, jeez. At least, like, put a cushion down or something. Let her down gently.
It's about you, Annette. It's a song about your single-minded march through life.
It's about me?
Of course. You know, about how you mess up and make a big fuss about stuff sometimes, but you're always looking ahead and striving. I just wanted to capture your pleasant, fidgety, fussy nature in a song.
Oh, I see. I'm flattered. I think... Actually, I can't really tell if you're saying something nice or not.
Of course I'm saying something nice. I'm so happy I get to be friends with someone like you. Everyone's really uplifted by your cheerful attitude, your refusal to give up, and that boisterous nature of yours.
Agreed. Annette makes everybody happier just by being around.
Boisterous. That's definitely not a compliment. Still, thank you, Claude.
You see how cheerfully she delivered that negative line?
I'm really pleased that you thought so hard about me and wrote a neat song like that. You know, what this song really needs is a nice little dance to go with it.
I couldn't agree more. And once you've finished, you should perform it for everyone. You're a fine dancer after all.
Nope, not happening. I'm afraid my dances are not for public consumption. It will have to suffice that I let you see it.
You drive a hard bargain. And if this performance is just for me, maybe I can coax you into letting me hear some of your other songs?
I suppose there are a few others I could maybe share. Like my bear song, or my dungeon song. Ooh, or the Waltz of the Swamp
You have a Waltz of the Swamp Beasties?
I have never been more on board with anything in my entire life.
Oh, they're all just silly songs. I don't know that they're anything worth being excited about.
The fact that you're willing to share them is worth being excited about.
I'll be the judge of that, and I can tell just by their descriptions that I'm right to be excited.
Well, I guess I have no choice. I'm making an exception just for you, Claude.
I'm honored to be the exception, as well as your #1 fan.
That was sweet, but that's just because anytime Annette is involved in anything, it is the sweetest thing.
Annette is a cinnamon bun.
She is. She's so good. So wonderful. I want to keep her safe and protected always. She's one of the few characters that has never died. Ever. I don't think she ever went down in my Blue Lions. I don't think she had a second life. I know I didn't take her out in my Crimson Flower run. I accidentally had to take Gilbert out once, but I rewound it and then made sure that they both lived, but I didn't actually fight Annette, and now I've recruited her again. She has never died.
That there are so many good characters in this game?
Because they put a lot of effort into it. They needed to fix what Awakening and Fates didn't do right. Personal take.
Okay.
If you break that streak, I don't think I could forgive you. Claude can do that perfect. I'm complimenting you, but also insulting you, voice. Mercedes is very good at that, too. I think it's the voice acting. Like, it's not just the voice acting. There's also, like, the writing itself is very well done. The voice acting is definitely what sells it, but the writing is really, really good.
The voice act, I don't think the writing would be nearly as impactful if the voice acting wasn't there,
or if it didn't have it. Yeah, and there were good diamonds in Awakening and Fates. There absolutely were. I found some in my Fates run that I really enjoyed, and I'll take your word for it that Awakening had some too. But as a whole package, it just can't compare to the Echoes. The Echoes remake had a lot of what I see in this game in the sense of like a return to old form with full voice, and the supports were much less, like more focused in that game. They had a lot less to work with. And then it feels like they took that and they just exploded it and did 20 times the size in 3 houses.
Yeah.
And everybody already has full motivation, so I don't even have to eat to build that up. So I'll just do a few eats for the sake of support building.
And then maybe the tournament.
No, fuck it. I'm not even gonna do that. I can do that later, when I need to build motivation.
Fort Merceus is old and strong. Its reputation for durability is equal to that of Aryan Road. Are we really going to leave this to Claude with a plan concocted by Hilda of all people?
Yes. Have a little faith.
I would like to, but I'm always troubled by how secretively that man devises his schemes. Let us hope the end result is not too outlandish.
Can you teach me good stuff? You cannot. You can only teach me to Lance, and you suck at that. Advanced Brawling Tournament. Oh, this is tricky. I don't know if I have anybody that's well set for this.
I mean, there's Eloise.
Yeah, but how good is he really? If I take Eloise... Yeah, because neither of the classes that he has access to are the one that has Fist Fair. Like, he doesn't have Grappler as one of his currently available classes. So I could give him... Actually, I think Fortress Knight is the best way to go. Because... but then he's gonna be so slow. He can take the hits much better, but he's just gonna, like... He's got 61 HP. I'm gonna have a little faith that maybe Warrior can do it. Let's see what I can do for his abilities real quick. Axpros, Dexterity would be good. Pavis reduces brawling damage. Okay, that's worth bringing in. I don't think Wrath is going to do me any good, but I'll put it in. And then Dexterity instead of Lancebreaker. All right, Alois, can you do this for me? Alois with 28 Def as a warrior is actually pretty good. I hope you're correct on that. You have 7 points and nothing else to use them on. What do you mean? 7 points of what?
Time.
No, okay.
Stay the course.
Awakening is a guilty pleasure to me. It was my first FE game, and I can understand with a lot of its flaws. I can't be too mad at it. That's fine. Like, I have given up saying that Awakening is a bad game. I don't believe it's a bad game. I do believe it's a bad Fire Emblem game, and I will never recommend it as a starting point for people because it's different in a bad way. Like, I don't take different to mean like not worth to mean like not worth trying out for a newcomer. For the most part, I'm like, different games are great for newcomers. Absolutely, throw them in on it. But Awakening just has like
Not so fast.
it's the way that it's
Stay the course.
the ways that it's different are different in a way that I think would turn people off rather than make them invested. Jesus, I'm facing a War Master who does 24 damage. I don't think I can win with Alois. He just doesn't have the power. Even with the speed for this, he's taking way too much damage in return because the dude has Fist Fair. I might have to try to reclass Alois into a grappler if he's going to do this.
Not so fast.
Oh my god, Alois! Alois!
I have made my
I don't think I'm gonna do the finals, but he made it through that.
Thank you, Alois.
Woo! He just dodged 2 of them, and that's all it took. However, now he's doubling me in return. Oh my god, I might win this. I might win this.
I must stay the course.
Alois, you beautiful bastard. How did you do that?
Through sheer determination.
You should not have done that, and yet we did it in the first try. Woo! Alois the mad lad. I'm surprised I won that too. I shouldn't have. It only happened because I dodged 2 of the War Master's strikes. And he had like a 76% chance.
Alois has a lot of dedication.
There's nothing wrong with enjoying any Fire Emblem game. Awakening is good and bad as a starter. Very easy to get into, but not good and won't prepare you for the rest of the series. Yeah, like I will never tell people don't don't play Awakening ever. I just don't want people to play Awakening as their first Fire Emblem. As somebody who's played like every English game and loves this game dearly, I just don't think that's a good representative to give people a good first taste. I would argue that Heroes is better, because Heroes is free. And it sort of just does away with so much of the extra stuff, and it's just like, this is a boiled down version of what the combat is like, and if you want to try this on something else, you had no cost of entry. Also, I know about liking things that seem controversial, because Fate's my favorite 3DS FE, despite a lot of its flaws, mainly for the music and gameplay. That's your take. I do believe there are serious issues with Awakening as a game, even if you ignore the Fire Emblem in the title, but I respect how much there's approaches with so many cool ideas to try to put in, which is also fair, yeah. Alright, do you guys have Master Seals for me today? Okay. Umbral, Mithril, Venomstone. God damn it, where are all the Master Seals at?
Don't know.
I only sold one Umbral Steel, so I didn't really get a whole lot out of that. Let's send out Alois. We'll give him a... I can't send one of my Master Seals because I need those things, and they're kind of limited right now. I guess, actually, if I make enough money, I can just buy back infinite numbers of them from Anna. So sure, send out a Master Seal. I think the biggest part of what I don't like about the 3DS Fire Emblems, except for Valentia, is like kind of twofold. And Awakening's way worse for the meta play, like just classing and reclassing, and the child systems just giving you way too much freedom to like fuck with everything in a way that just completely breaks the game. I don't enjoy that, and I don't like that in a tactics game. Fate's had some of it.
And it's kind of necessary in, like, Lunatic Plus.
Yeah, but I wouldn't argue that any newcomer should be worrying about Lunatic Plus anyways, so it doesn't factor into my thinking. Fate's was less bad about that, but it also just... Like, I didn't play the other two, I only played Conquest, and Conquest was the closest to original Fire Emblem, which is like, you have no way to grind, and you just have people, and you class them up, and if you want to, you can reclass them. And honestly, the shipping wars, like, I don't like that so much of those games, it's such a focus in the supports, like, every support has to branch with a weird right angle into romance at the end of it. And even mechanically, because if you want like a good child unit, then you have to pair people together, which just, I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy that the games actually force you to think about the characters that way. Which is a huge reason why I love Three Houses, because you don't. Any romance is left to the end of the game. It's not a focal point while you're playing. It goes back to the 3D, to the GBA style of supports, which were my favorites.
Claude, that's what everyone...
And I believe it makes for a better intro point to not have that as a focus and not have that be part of your understanding of what Fire Emblem is from your first experience. Can you teach me riding? You can. Good. And then I guess, yeah, I just have to sort of figure out some other random things to train. Just for the sake of it, because I've got the time. Marianne letting you take Dorte out for a ride. Gonna get some quick stew? Sure thing, Sweet Chimo, later. Yeah, FE has this huge stigma of now just being a dating sim game because of what Awakening did. Yes, it does, and I hate that. I really hate that. And I hate that people call it waifu wars or like dating simulators, because I'm like, that is so not what the game is, and that's what everybody thinks it is now because of 2 games and their weird obsession with it.
What's this?
Hi, chemist. How are you? Give me 2 secs. I need to go get myself another drink. You just missed us doing all the running around and the talking to people in the supports and like all the good character stuff. And we've been talking about like the plot and character stuff and all sorts of good things. And you came right on time to spend 40 minutes plowing through menus before the battle. Also, we have to figure out a time when we can have another drinking night before I'm out. Instruct manually. Who needs help? Eloise still needs help. You need riding and heavy armors. Procrastinated too late to go grocery shopping, so I'll continue to have no food. I need to figure out like what I'm gonna do for lunches this week. Ingrid, work on your axes so that you can become even more of a sky goddess. Claude is very close to an A rank in authority, but he'll get that naturally, so screw it. Lawrence. Lysithia, yes, I want Lysithia to get riding. Three Houses found a nice middle ground. It has the dating sim aspect, but unlike Fate's Awakening, it isn't what the game's about. See, that's the thing. I don't think this game has any kind of dating sim aspect. It has a middle ground in the sense that it lets you get really close to the characters, and tea time is about as weird as it could possibly get. But or as weird as this game gets, which is way pulled back from what Awakening and Fates did. It's just that you spend so much time with the characters that you get invested in them as people, instead of just thinking about who do I want to marry.
Yeah, it's not Fates' face poking, it's actual respect.
Mm-hmm. And Fuzzy Ribbons, the label came like I said, it came from the way that the supports were written and the way that the mechanics of the game worked, where everybody could marry everybody else. So every support had to account for that, and that's how you got child units, was by wedding off certain people. So like the core of how the games kind of functioned and in getting the best units was built around this idea of make sure everybody gets paired up with everybody else. And since it was such a big focus of how the game was designed, and a lot of it was kind of pushing people towards thinking that way. And thus it developed a reputation for it. You can play the game and barely pay it any mind, but you're straight up not going to be playing it the optimal way, and you're also kind of forcing yourself to ignore big chunks of what it's screaming at you if you play that way. Yeah, Fates' "let me touch your face" was really weird.
I feel like I've grown a bunch.
I could do without the avatar characters. That's true. I also don't love Avatar characters, but I like Byleth a lot more than I did Robin or Corrin. Maybe because Robin and Corrin, like, Robin had a personality, so it was less of an avatar and more of a character that you just changed how they looked. But Corrin was a bland paper bag that refused to develop in any way, and it was, ugh. Whereas Byleth has the thing where they just barely talk. They're a blank slate that's here just to be inspiration for everybody else, but it's the characters and the lore that actually pushes things forward. Okay, so that's all of that. Group tasks? Skywatch? Yeah, if Leonie's gonna try the Defiant Avoidance, then I don't have to worry about Skywatch anymore. Claude could still use it. And I guess Seteth could too, so sure. But there's also Riding. Yeah, I think Riding would be better. Because I can throw Eloise and Lysithea at this. That's fine. That's fine. Raph doesn't matter. Ignatz doesn't matter. Lysithea's good. Let's put you on bows and lances instead. Mercedes, Ingrid is good. Focus on axes. Okay, that all looks good to me.
I'd like to ask you something.
Times are hard. My favorite food cart that sold the most amazing grilled delights went under. I think why not look for a similar food cart screwed up last time. I don't even know what to live for anymore. Maybe the cart will open up if the war ends.
That's right.
Yay! That's what she wanted, was just future hope. It's Annette's birthday. Hell fucking yes. Tea party with Annette. Best cinnamon run. I mean, cinnamon
You need to make
bowl.
sure the cinnamon bun gets what she needs.
Yes, so now I actually have to take a guess as to what she likes for a tea. Hold on, I've got my list. Annette's worth bringing out the list for. Turn that off. Game stuff. Annette, are you on the list? Don't tell me I didn't even start tracking her. Oh my god, she's not on the list. This is a complete shot in the dark. No, hold up a sec. I gotta get a good pen here so that I can actually write something down. Oh, my fingers turned off the gesture controls. God damn it. Everything sucks. I don't want to dig out my pen. Come on. Work faster. Prefs. Tech pen. There we go. Okay. Annette. I was trying to write on this thing with my finger, and then I had a whole bunch of technical things get in the way. What do you like? Enjoyed among Kingdom and Alliance nobles. Maybe rose petals?
Thank you for inviting me. I love this tea. Is it a favorite of yours? as
Nailed
well?
it!
Thank you.
Yay!
I think you're into fashion. I want to keep reading people's hate of the other games, but I'll look at that in a moment. Word of advice, classes you might enjoy. Oh, what? You don't like that? I thought it meant classes in, like, learning stuff. I fucked it up. Oh well.
Thanks for the treat. It was so yummy.
At least I figured out the tea. That's a victory.
You've at least figured out the tea.
Let's
get started already.
Never like Corn, how can you be pacifist in the same route during the paralogue with a child staining the field with enemy's blood? Yeah, Corn was weird. Ingrid with the real problems of war. Ingrid's probably in a hella depressed mood right now. Just last chapter, she had to watch Felix and Sylvain die as well as the king of her country, and her friend, like, yikes, please comfort the queen. She seemed kind of down, but not as down as I've seen other people be. I was actually very surprised she did not have unique dialogue with all those guys. Because I did try.
Well, that's kind of surprising, really.
So what is the date on these paralogs? I have a few months before they run out. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about them right now. Let's just go do another exploration.
Hi.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm running out of time points, so I might actually just start doing, like, seminars of all things, just to build people's authority pointlessly. I've kind of got all of my students at a good spot where everybody's fine. I don't need more skills on people right now.
Hey, you're just... Everyone has good skills, and, you don't really need many supports left.
We're pretty much all set.
Everyone should sing louder.
Regardless of the quality, this is a good chance for us to prove our solidarity.
And then to the greenhouse. The only thing I'm getting out of constant visits right now is visits to the greenhouse, and everybody knows that this place has not been giving me the turnout that I want. I have so many seeds. I'm starting to think that I might be better off just planting flowers forever, since I don't need meals for supports anymore either. And flowers would let me just sort of gift their motivations back up. Goals. Who still needs supports? Sedith is a popular man, right? Oh, he's actually all done. I could have him meet with Cyril, Eloise and Mercedes, Cyril and Sedith, Shamir and Ignatz. That's a thing. Ignatz and Shamir.
This food is a revelation.
Childhood friends dying? That's bad. Favorite food cart vanishing? Aw, hell no. Ingrid's priorities on the deer's route are weird. I don't know what I live for anymore. Cyril and damn it, Sedith. Why don't you like Saggart and cream? I don't even know what Saggart is, but it sounds tasty. Maybe?
Let me check.
The flavor is nostalgic to me for some reason.
This is so good.
Eloise and Mercedes. I'd be upset about my fave food cart going away. I mean, everybody would.
Oh, my favorite food.
This is my absolute favorite.
The weird part is how she was more upset about the food cart than about 3 of her childhood friends dying.
She probably sealed herself before having to kill them.
Yeah, so then there's Lysithia, Hilda, and Leonie left. Oh, and Ingrid, I guess. I'd be upset about my fave, realities of war. So who does Ingrid have left? Still Raph and still Ignatz. So Ignatz is already eaten. Let's throw Ingrid towards Raphael for a meal.
I appreciate any good meal, but nothing beats enjoying my favorite food.
This is delicious.
Oh, there's a support. All right, cool. Let's see Ingrid. Not bad talk, Raphael, because they're in an A rank. Maybe be wholesome.
Eating? In the dining hall. You?
What do you mean? The dining hall's where I do most of
You
my...
do most of your eating wherever you happen to be standing, Raphael. The kitchen comes with you.
If only the old version of you could hear you say that. It seems to me you've taken more care with your appearance of late, too. For once, you aren't covered in gravy and oil from head to toe. I'm impressed.
Of course not, Ingrid. A proper knight has to be neat and
Ah,
tidy.
she rubbed off.
All right, what have you done with Raphael?
It's all thanks to you. You said I had to clean up if I wanted to be a knight, so I started being more careful. Do you think I have what it takes now?
You've certainly become more knightly than before. But there's plenty yet to do to become a proper knight. It's not as simple as eating where you're meant to and not being covered in gravy.
What? Oh, Raph's never gonna make it then.
Maybe I'd have a better chance if I just married you.
What does that have to do with
Raph,
anything?
that's not how you propose to a queen.
You're real cultured, that's all. You already taught me to be neat and tidy. I figured you could teach me a lot more about being a proper knight if I always had you around.
That would be quite the undertaking for me. Listen, Raphael, that's sweet of you. However, as I've said before, I've no intention to marry. Let's cast aside this talk of marriage, and instead embolden one another to be the best knights we can be.
You're right. Probably a better idea to just embolden each other instead. As long as I still get your help with becoming a proper...
See, I don't think he actually realized what he was saying. He's just like, this is easier, so let's do it. It's like, no.
While you're working to be more
No,
proper,
Raph.
I'll be working to strengthen myself, that I might
I
become
don't
a
think
greater
you
knight than you.
really realizing what you're saying.
Huh. I don't know about that. I'm pretty
Sorry.
tough. But I guess if anyone could beat me, it'd probably be you, Ingrid. Guaranteed.
Thank you, Raphael. That means a lot.
Well,
to
Ingrid
me.
could beat anybody, so you know, this is false modesty, but it's good. Raph seems like the kind of guy who would do a $50 wedding and be cool with it. Absolutely. Brains is not his strong suit. He's a good boy. Yep. Oh, come on. You look at that. We have a lineup of clearly large and well-fed dudes. And you're just gonna watch this boy starving? Raphael, how could you? How could you let them do this to this child? Who does Hilda have left? Right, I'm throwing Hilda at Caspar since there's really nobody left right now. I don't imagine it'll get very far, but it's worth seeing as far as I can get it. He's bullying that kid out of his lunch money.
Yummy! Oh, I can eat so much of this stuff.
Oh, there we go. There's another one. Yeah. B rank.
There they go, starting another fight. I'm just gonna march over and... Wait, no. I have to restrain myself.
Might have seen this one too.
I can't do it! Harry! You! Stop right
All right,
there!
I kind of... Here's the thing about Caspar. Half the time, I like that he's so hot-headed, and half the time I'm like, dude, you need to just stop. You need to calm down. And it's either one or the other. There's no middle ground with it.
You either love it or you hate it.
He can't stop himself.
He does look quite heroic, though. And seems to be having a
Like, the
good time.
voice actor for him really went all in with his grunts and groans and just... It's very high energy.
I'm not even gonna think about it.
That takes care of that. Oh. Oh, no. Were you watching just now?
Who? Me? Watching what?
The fight that just happened? The fight that I definitely didn't start. I've been trying to restrain myself, like you said, and I've been so good about it, too. But they pulled me in. I tried to keep back, but... Okay, you got me. I can't restrain myself. I just don't have it in me. But the bad guys were dealt with, so it turned out fine. Right?
He's got such a squeaky voice. Yes, VA, very good on Caspar.
Yes, completely fine. If that's what you want to do, who am I to complain?
Really? You're not gonna tell me how disappointed you are and that I need to be better? I figured you'd be mad, but you're actually smiling.
This is like Hilda and Sedith, but down the chain by one notch.
No use in getting mad. In fact, I found the whole spectacle very entertaining. You seem to be enjoying yourself.
I was. I mean, sometimes I just can't help myself and I gotta get out there. Wait a minute. So you were watching? Why didn't you try and stop me?
Me? Stop you? As if I would never voluntarily go to so much trouble. Besides, you were fighting with so much passion, I couldn't help but feel smitten.
Smitten? Wow. You must really love a good
This
fight.
is a B rank that has a B+ on it. Hilda, are you manipulating this man?
I gotta admit, that one was pretty
Maybe.
good. I guess I love fighting too.
I think she's manipulating this man. Difficult to believe the guy who voiced him also voices Lorenz Hellman Gloucester. I can see that. I mean, they're very different, sure, but a good VA has a good range. The same actress also did both Shamir and Dorothea, and they're very different sides of a coin too. What else do I have? Who still needs it? Leone and Lysithea. And Lysithea is pretty much tapped out. Did I ever get her with a net? I don't remember if I saw those ones. I feel like I did, but I don't remember. Yeah, very good VAs. You are correct.
Eating delicious food really takes my worries away.
Ooh, I love this stuff. Did you know that?
I did know that. It looks like a bowl full of intestines and hearts, honestly, but it's okay. You do you. All right, let's see if this looks familiar.
Hi, Lysithea. When are you gonna teach me magic? Isn't
This
that
already
it?
doesn't look familiar. Good.
Why do I have to?
Why? Because you're way better at it than me, silly.
Is that so? I thought you were something of an honor student at the School of Sorcery.
Well, sure, but I wouldn't say I've got any kind of natural talent for it. I'm gonna have to try very hard to become as good of a mage as you are.
What is that supposed to mean? Are you implying that I don't work hard too? If you think my skills are inherent, you are sorely mistaken.
No, I wasn't saying that at all. Everyone knows how hard you work. I just meant that if I want to be as good as you, I'll have to work really incredibly hard.
And what is it you want to learn about?
Oh, so you'll teach me? Thank you so much. Actually...
Is it night now?
Oh, I get it now. I never thought about it that way before.
Look at how quickly you're picking this up. You're clearly very skilled already.
Don't be silly. You're just that good of a teacher. Your way of looking at the world is so fundamentally different from mine.
Do you insist on taking the conversation in that direction?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I wasn't doing that. There I go saying the wrong thing again.
It's fine. Let's just drop it. A bit more self-confidence would go a long way for you, Annette. Huh? That's all I've got for you today. I need to get going now. Lots to do.
Oh, I'm so sorry to take up your time. Thanks again for teaching me.
That was good. I like that. I want to see the second rank now. Haven't been paying attention to your levels, but I'm just now seeing how high your main team actually is. Yeah, I'm around 37 as an average right now, I think. The paralogs have been giving me pretty good XP gains. And I don't think Leonie really has any supports left. No, wait, she still has Ignatz. But Ignatz has already eaten for the day, so where is Leonie standing at? I'll just go give her things.
Claude, as long that's whatever.
Also, teach me to ride.
Claude, take as that's whatever.
Do you have lost items?
Someone lost.
No. Okay. Gifts. Have I figured out your favorite flower yet? Or if you have one? She does not love forget-me-nots, that's all I know. And I don't have any other flowers, so never mind. I think you like the fishing floats.
Wow, this is
Yup.
great.
So I'll give you 2 of those.
Wow.
Done, you're topped out. Who else could teach me things? Marianne, I think, can still teach me about riding for now. And then Lysithia for magic, and then that's good.
I never used to care whether I lived or died, but after I'm a ship. As I thought, Nordor.
Good, there we go. Okay.
Okay, everyone, back to the war me. We're gonna go over some tactics.
Oh god, I'm only halfway through the month. Okay, Eloise, you're gonna learn how to ride that horse. You have to. Actually, if you're getting riding, yeah, then I'm gonna swap over to the heavy armor training instead. Cyril, sure, let's give you some axe prowess. It's not like you're... No, actually, screw it, no. Back to bows. Just work on your bows, because if I can give you, like, maybe bow crit or something, that might be a big help. Ingrid, keep going on axes. Why did I train you in something you already are maxed out in? That was dumb.
I'm finally grasping this.
She now has all 3 breakers, I think.
No big
Which is
deal.
great.
That's insane.
Ingrid is just the best unit, alright? She's got an S+ in flying, an S+ in lances, a B in axes, a B+ in swords, an A in authority. You can't stop her. You can't stop her. Sure, some more sword work for Claude. Lawrence, I'll just push him on lances a little bit more, because I think A+ gives you your final prowess, which is good for dodge abilities.
This was hardly a... That was adequate.
Lysithia on riding.
More movement.
Easier than I thought. I've got to keep working hard.
Hilda on armor. She's very, very close. Let's give her that tip over.
Yeah! Who's the best? I'm the best. I think I got the hang of it.
Alright, so I don't know that I'll be able to make space for weight -5, but if I need it, it's available. I'm all out of training points, okay? And I think the goals are all still fine, so begin the training.
There. It's over.
I'm finding my focus.
Yeah, I understand now.
Dang it, Eloise, you're so close. You're so close to leveling up your riding. He'll tip over.
You have 4 points left.
He'll tip over. He'll be fine. Certifications. Do I still have units that could finally get onto some kind of a flying unit? Doesn't look like it right now. So I don't need to worry about certifications. If I've got 2 weeks left. Sorry. It's another one.
See you. Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, one more exploration here.
Right.
Harvest. Now I get all the vegetables when I don't need them. Yeah, that's the word. Ooh, shiny. What is the day here?
Bang,
Bishop
bang.
Mystery.
Bang, bang.
Mr. Goldark. Did I say that right? Hello. How are you doing? Welcome. What is that? What is that all about? What are you making that face at me for? So Cyril supports, yeah, still with Sedith, that's a thing.
The flavor is nostalgic.
I've got food to eat and a place to sleep.
Ignat still has a few supports available to him. Let's toss him at Loney today. Loney. Loney. Bam. Oh, I do have to go do the, cathedral, too.
That looks delicious.
Alphonse. Alois can build something with Mercedes. So where's he at? There and there.
Oh my.
This is my app.
I think, yeah, Lysithia's still got another one, so let's throw her once again at Annette. I just need to find something that she doesn't hate. Which is going to be difficult, since she's very, very picky, apparently. And everything that I have on the menu today is something that Lysithia hates. God damn it.
There's no sweets.
Ugh. Annette knows how to enjoy a salad.
I mean, I eat plenty of different things, but this? Definitely not my favorite. Ooh, I
See?
love this stuff. Did
Which
you
one
know
of these would you rather have a meal with? Just based on this reaction. Come on. Ingrid, yeah, with Ignatz, but then that's all wrapped up. So I'll have to just go give things to Ingrid today. Which I think is fine. I don't think I've gifted her
Those of
stuff
us
yet.
Still on this plane of existence, we'll carry the torch. Yes,
There we go.
mine. Thank you very much. I've been looking for it. No, yes, no.
What else? Let's go do the church real quick since I'm teleporting around anyways. So, Ignots, popular Ignots. Yep, toss you at Loney again. Who really doesn't want to sing, for some reason.
Music speaks to the heart.
What's the point of singing practice? It's not going to make me stronger.
It's for social bonds. That's it. Also, it calms the raging demon in my heart. And you would not want that to get loose, Leonie. I promise you that. Bad things happen. Hilda, Lawrence, and Claude. Do they eat with anybody anymore? Yes, right. Hilda goes to Caspar.
It's kind of nice to break bread with you.
And I'm sure that Claude is completely all tapped out. And I think Lawrence is too. I mean, I can throw him at Ferdinand just for the sake of it, so sure.
Have the nobles be nobles.
It's more just so that when I look through his list, I'm not seeing that one gray letter. Bad things happen when your raging demon get loose.
Pristine manners are essential. Even
Very
if
bad
the
things.
quality of
People
food is
die.
Poor. Wouldn't you agree, Ferdinand?
Indeed. We may not care for the meal, but we must show our respect for the person.
Are you guys saying you don't like the meal? Are you talking around in your really noble, douchey way that you don't like lettuce and tomato sandwiches? Because I will not stand for it. That is a wholesome, cheap, easy, and healthy meal that I had many times when I was growing up, and I can see through your hoity-toity BS. Lawrence, give him your food. Ferdinand, you eat all of it. You don't get to eat. You have to eat more of what you don't like. I hate you both. BLTs are not terrible. BLTs are awesome. And BLs, and no, LTs. LTs are also wonderful. It's just, you put a little salt on it. It's so simple and tasty. How could you not?
Look at me, I haven't tried one.
You should. It's very cheap.
Oh, it's called an... The lost... 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 The lost...
Colonel? Colonel, no. Tomatoes got pricey. Really? Oh. I mean, you can still make a sandwich out of like a third of a tomato, so it's still relatively cheap.
Let's see.
Ferdinand, it's been years. You look different. Ferdinand, are you listening? I'm a noble. 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 Oh god, that was so funny. I don't think I got. Did I get a picture of that? I don't think I did. Oh, I missed out on it.
I think you were laughing too hard at the theme to take a picture of it.
Oh, it was such a good moment.
Let's see.
What else is there? Claude is still up here, right? I gave him back his lost items, but I should still give him like some other stuff. Because he's got half motivation, yeah. Sure, an owl feather.
Hey, this is great. Thanks.
I got a few kicking around.
So, what support is available?
Mercedes and Eloise. They got a B rank.
The time has come. I
Oh, right.
have been waiting to curse your soul with this tale of ghostly terror.
He started off the first support with like, I am terrified of ghosts.
You have? Well, excellent. I won't run or hide.
And we shall proceed. Our story begins when a friend of mine visited a graveyard in Eastern
She's putting on the tone and everything.
Oh, wait.
Whatever is the matter, Eloise? I've barely just begun.
You got to the graveyard part so quickly. No warning at all. I wasn't ready.
She just said the word graveyard.
Ugh, listen to me. What kind of knight am I? Continue, Mercedes. I won't make another peep.
Very well, then. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. My friend went to visit his grandfather's grave, staying the night at a neighboring church. As darkness crept, he awoke to a strange sound. He peered out into the black of night to see a misshapen figure desecrating the graves.
This dude wearing 40 pounds of armor and a 12-inch spike on his shoulders, like, oh, this is scary.
He barricaded himself in his room, waiting for the first glimmer of sunlight before fleeing the church. My friend soon learned that the graveyard was built on the ruins of an ancient battlefield. Legend says that the souls of knights who fell during the battle roam freely after dark. He was sure that the misshapen figure he saw was the ghost of a warrior searching for its earthly remains. After his stay at the church, my friend complained of restless nights and an unbearable weight on his chest. His closest friends and family feared a change in his eyes, as though it wasn't him occupying his body. No one knows for certain what happened that night. After years of isolation, his body was found in the very graveyard where it all began.
Her whispery voice really helps with this, because it sounds like sort of spirity.
It does.
Did you hear me? I said, in the very graveyard where it all began.
They also started doing like a vignette effect during that because I saw it snap away.
What happened?
Did you just black out?
Oh, I blacked out after the part with the misshapen figure. Oh, so pathetic. I'm a knight. I have to be ready to fight anywhere, even in a spooky graveyard.
Whimper.
I don't think many battles take place in graveyards in the middle of the night, but I suppose it's important to be prepared, isn't it?
Precisely. Please, Mercedes, help me prepare.
Of course. I'm happy to share another spooky story next time.
Alright, this is good. I gotta see this through to the end. I'm not a shopping list, I'm a ghost. What?
He's reminded of that one scene in SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs is dangling a drawn-on ghost over SpongeBob's bed.
I don't know
scare him.
nothing about SpongeBob. I don't watch the show.
Nor do I know what tricks they'll use against us next.
Lost items? Do you have any of these?
What?
Mercedes is low-key the most savage person at the academy. Very low-key. Only a couple people ever experience that.
Lorenz.
Clutch your sword in your hands, but your arms aren't strong enough. The searing pain courses through your body, overpowering your ability to hold anything. You grasp for air, but your throat feels dry and heavy. Nothing comes out except gasps. Your body is numb, and slowly your wounds make your mind blanker and blanker. The last thing you hear before your death. I am Ferdinand von Eyre. Nobody expects it from her, and that's exactly why she's so savage. That's fair. I can absolutely see that. Oh, and Chemist, if you're still here, this is another example of Mercedes being the best. When she's talking to Lawrence, right here. I find myself growing irritated just by looking at you, and your whole existence is rather sad. That was such a fun chat. I love her forever. She is my hero.
Honestly,
you might
when she gets mad, she doesn't. Her tone does not change, which is the scary part.
There's somebody else you might also love as a hero, which is Dorothea, who also hates another noble. You got it right on your first try. I hate you. She's even more blunt about it than Mercedes was.
That was the first support I got, by the way. So that was great.
Shame heroes are male exclusive. Yeah, Dorothea, very hot. Very hot. I think she's one of the few characters in the game that just, even as a student, just rocks cleave. Like, outright. But that's, I like that they actually write that into her character. It's like she's a diva. She knows what she has available to her, and she knows she won't have it forever, so she's putting it to use and trying to find somebody that she can lean on for money for the rest of her life. Yeah, her and Manuela. And then both of them, it makes sense because they were both opera singers. Like, they are used to that kind of primmying up.
Shame we can't turn Manuela into a dancer. She would make a good one.
She would. Yeah, she'd be such a good dancer. She's already very fast and has sword, like, a plus in swords. Get that cash, Daddy. Yeah, I think you'd really like Dorothea.
I never used to care, but I'm a
And a lot of her supports are just great. Because she's a commoner in a school that's mostly run by nobles, and she's just like, she has the most to lose, and yet goes out of her way to point out, I fucking hate you. And you have no power over me. They probably do, but she's just owning the situation. It's great.
Yeah, she will go out of her way to point out how bad people are acting.
I can hear the stream echoing, by the way. Do you have headphones?
They ran out of power.
You should get yourself a pair of corded earbuds. Alright, Eloise. A little bit more. Dorothy is definitely one of the better end characters in the game. Absolutely. Absolutely. She has a lot of love put into her. Alright, if Ingrid wanted to Wyvern Lord, she's at a 74% chance right now, and she can still get closer with a bit more axe work.
I appreciate your guidance. Looks like I did it. Ah, no big deal.
Claude, put you some more sword work.
Let's do this again sometime. I learned a lot from this. More cards from my
Finesse blade. I think that's dexterity, right?
That was easy thanks to you.
I think it's based on dex.
I've come to understand a great deal. This was hardly a challenge for me.
Honestly, kind of annoyed Dorothea didn't call out Adel's BS during the Crimson Flower route. Agreed. She does seem like somebody that, like, this is a thing that I've stated before. I liked the Black Eagles characters that I've seen more outside of their own route, and it's really weird. Because when I actually did that route, it's like logical sense and motivation just sort of went out the window, and people didn't act in a way that made sense to me anymore. I'm just like, these people were so much more interesting when I pulled them out, and I saw how they reacted to that, and it made me want to learn more about them. And then I went to their own house, and they were just like, they were way more one note there, and I was very disappointed.
gotta keep working hard. It was quite a challenge.
Yeah, same deal. I like Bernadetta in Blue Lions because it was like small and controlled, and I like Dorothea because she reacted. As I've pointed out like a dozen times already, she reacted in a very interesting way to having to fight her former friends with the one line that's so one of my first Fire Emblem ones. By the way, Dorothea when she grows up, also just looking smoking and very, very sad about the war.
Kill Ferdy.
I
think she is bisexual too. She'll definitely be on board with you even if you're a lady character.
That was enlightening.
I'm so sad that she lost the hat. I am sad that she lost the hat. It made her stand out.
Well, Ferdy isn't one of Dorothea's friends, but
so
5 years can let you grow on a person.
Too bad she didn't spend that with Ferdinand because I recruited her away from that house.
I think I got the hang of it.
I don't think it was because she was particularly attached. I think she was just really taken, like, aback by the whole killing people that we used to go to school with.
Yeah, because I think when she said that, it was the first mission where you actually had to kill the students.
Yes, yes it was. Whose birthday? Raphael? Yeah, we'll have a tea party with big ol' Raph. Oh, good God. He's so broad.
He's so big.
But he's also, like, leaning forward. He's just way too into this right now.
I think he's as big as Dedue.
He's not as tall. Dedue, was just right up there. I think his eyes were about level with the top of the screen. Raphael is, like, all hunched over and just coming at me like a gorilla. I'm gonna go with earthy tone for Raph.
I'm here, Professor.
Alright, so not the pine needles.
Ooh, making me hungry.
You're always hungry. I could, like... What's the opposite of talking about food? It doesn't matter. Literally everything makes you hungry.
Huh?
How do you not like likable allies? The other two were definitely not you either. Damn, I am fucking it up with Raph.
You do not know him at all.
Thanks for the tea. But next time, let's stick to meat.
St. McQueel Day. Yes, sure, let's do that. Talking about gross body functions or dissections. That's true, yeah, we could do that, and Raph would still get hungry.
Singing with others is a nice change of pace. Usually I do it when I'm alone.
May my song reach the goddess in the sky. It seems my proficiency has improved.
CF is more Edelgard's route than the Black Eagles. Cool! The same thing applies. I was so much more interested in Edelgard from the Blue Lions portrayal of her than I was in Crimson Flower. Professor, could we cook up these frog legs when we're done with them? Raph, no. You need to pick them apart and see how they work. But it'd be a good waste of food. Oh my god, Raph. And I don't want to go through another one, so fuck it, we're just gonna throw in a seminar with swords and lances, and sure, who cares? Reason and faith. Yeah, sure. Reason and faith could work on both Marianne and myself, so go for this. Just because I want to go faster.
I understand more every day.
Oh yeah, Flame comes with Fortify too. That's gonna help me a lot when I do the church run. It's Mercedes' birthday. Okay, yes, come on. I can do this right. I can do it for Mercy.
Come on, Mercy.
Where is she? Is she on the list? Still no. God, there's so many characters in this game.
33, I think.
Let's try Angelica.
Hello, Professor. Did you want to see me?
Not that.
Too hot.
Yes, cooking mishaps, because I know you fucked that up. Guessing someone's age, thanks for everything and overcoming weakness. Huh. Yeah, sure, thanks. You want to help people. Ideal professors, close calls, and the opera. I don't think you're into singing. Ah, damn it, I took a shot in the dark. I still got it not bad.
Ah, that was delicious. Thank you so much for inviting me.
I delivered our letter to Fort Mercius. I don't think they suspected anything.
I knew I was right to entrust that task to you. You've got that honest kind of face that makes it easy to fool people.
Is that meant to be a compliment?
You take it the way you want it to, Ignatz.
What did you write in the letter?
I informed them that reinforcements were on the way. It would have been suspicious for troops to show up unannounced.
So, the plan is...
We'll disguise ourselves as reinforcements from the Imperial capital and sneak into Fort Mercius.
Oh, you used my disguise plan after all.
We've also procured Imperial Army uniforms.
Ooh, good work. I knew this was the only way.
However, that alone wouldn't be enough.
You did say the plan needed a little more refinement. Are you going to dress up like Edelgard?
You had the same thought as I did.
I'm not sure that would accomplish much. In the letter, I included the name of the Imperial General leading the reinforcements. While we're heading to the fort, a separate army is going to attack us.
We're going to be attacked?
That's all just for show, though. It'll be our allies who are attacking us.
Ah!
Oh, I get it. We're going to make it look like the Alliance is attacking Imperial reinforcements.
Right. When the troops in the fortress panic and open up the gates, we're in.
I'd love nothing more than for this plan to work, but I've got some bad news for you. Apparently, the notorious Death Knight has been placed in charge of defending Fort Mercius.
Aha, so we're doing this again.
The one who kidnapped Flame. The Death Knight. I did not wish to ever think of him again.
He got some acclaim in the battle to subjugate Western Fargus. They say he holds the most military prowess in the Empire.
Even so, we've got Teach here to command us. All will be well. You have to trust us.
So your big plan is to just trust your professor? Really, boy?
Yeah, it's not his smartest of schemes, but you know, we'll see.
Under the professor's guidance,
It's the best of what we've got.
somehow. We're counting on the tactics you learned from Captain Gerald.
Prepare yourselves, everyone. It's time. Teach, this is for your ears only, but there's actually one more part to my plan. I had hoped it wouldn't come to this, but I have no choice.
No
Absolutely.
choice.
We can't afford to hold anything back. Thanks to Edelgard's strength, the Imperial Army is more unified than I would have expected. It was a painful realization, but after our battle at Gronder Field, it's clear that we can't win if we don't pull out all the stops. I also realized something else during that battle. There really is something special about you, Teach. The reason we were all able to keep our cool in the midst of the chaos was because we all trust in you, in your command and in your strength. Everyone here believes that we will win as long as we have you on our side. Our faith in you is borderline religious. You and I, we have what it takes to free Fodlan from the Empire's rule. I know in my heart that we'll make it through to witness the world after all the fighting is ceased.
So what's the plan? What's the part of the plan here? That was a good line, but it didn't. What was the plan?
We'll see in a little bit.
I'll be taking a nap about now.
Will Death's scythe claim you? Or will I fall to that sword of yours?
Don't be tired of Leonie, Mr. Goldark, because she's one of my prime units. You're gonna have to just deal with it here. We have to kill Linhardt again, yes. Okay, certifications. Alois, you have now an 89% chance of Great Knight. I believe this is at the point where it's worth it to take a gamble on him. Alternatively, I could just put him back into Brigand for a little while. But if I'm gonna try to class him up, I should do it soon so that he has a more opportunity to get the... Like, if he's gonna get a stat bonus out of it, I should do it now. Linhardt's here and no cast bar to provide comic relief for him. Ah, I guess you're right. No stat boost anyways. He's also not the only good Black Eagles dude. Hubert's actually pretty cool. I kind of like Hubert. And Petra's the best.
And there's Dorothea.
That's true, yeah. Also Dorothea. I finished Golden Deer today, and I too used Leonie extensively. I feel like I earned the right to groan when Leonie's on screen. Why would you? Why? She's so good! How can you not love her? She's also just, like, probably one of my favorite characters visually, design-wise, because I love all that orange. I wish you could use it everywhere. I can't love her. She's head over heels for my dad. In a mentor kind of way.